It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Tell him, Canada Dry.
It's time for D-A-D. It's Dynamite After Dark, baby.
Turn on the disco lights. It's about to get crazy. Hit it, interns.
Tell me what's my age. Tell me what's my occupation. Tell me what's my race. Tell me is it with inflation. Tell me what's my age. Tell me what's my race. Tell me all my sexual distaste. Tell me what you need. Tell me how you feel. And tell me all your information.
Anything goes. It's Dynamite After Dark.
Kaboom! It's Wednesday. It's Dynamite After Dark. I am, of course, one of your three co-hosts. I am, brother, the living embodiment of what it means to be awesome, the JFB, James from Boston, baby.
And I am the Green Lantern of Sector 2814. And I am that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm Canada Dry, damn it.
Oh, man, he is Canada Dry. And, of course, like the elite, like the House of Black, we are the Trios Champions of podcast wrestling, which means we have to have three, and that's the man right below me, Trey J Styles. Say hey.
I would, but I feel like this is a sad day. You guys, we just got over COVID and everything, and the world's starting to get back to normal. And then I've heard this whole new, I don't even know if it's a virus, but this new condition has come over like literally every champion in the prediction world. Yep. Apparently, they've all caught a massive case of Treyphobia.
Is there a cure for Treyphobia?
No, it just results in me beating asses. But we should also, I feel bad because, this is technically a day of mourning. And I'm not talking about Jerry Jarrett, which is definitely sad. Yeah. But it's over. She's gone.
Yeah. I mean, Hollywood might show up again. We never know.
It might be a resurrection. It might be something. It might instead of like
we have
it might
a message from we have a message from the real Dollywood a little bit later on in the show.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh yeah. And we have our fourth because we like to be quad. Triangle times triangle equals square. Talking about Joseph Graham and Social Security.
What is up, guys? It's been a while since I've been on. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, man, we missed you, man. We missed the hair.
I missed the hair.
Yeah. It's been hectic, man. I got two kids and, got to be dad for a while, so.
Yeah, that is pretty much how it works. Dad comes first. F is Social Security comes second, baby. All right, so Wednesday, it's Dynamite. We're getting inching closer and closer every day to Revolution. So we start off with a very odd opening match. I'm not saying this because I didn't predict this match, but it was a very odd match. And it was Orange Cassidy, Daddy Ass, and the Acclaimed versus Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, and Dutt. Here's my notes. Very odd match to open. It's good to see Jeff Jarrett doing what he's doing. For those who don't know, Jerry Jarrett revolutionized Memphis wrestling, revolutionized wrestling as a whole, worked for WWE, worked for WCW. He recently passed away. That is Jeff's. Oh, Canada Dry is the best looking Canadian. I don't know. I mean, is he Yeah, okay, I can agree. I think you're better than Ryan Reynolds. I'll go with that. So Jerry Jarrett did pass away. Jeff showed up. Is it me? Why in the hell is Dot wrestling with a pencil behind his ear and a tie and a business shirt on? Makes no sense whatsoever. All I gotta say is this: Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Daddy Ass all look like they have not lost a step from 90s and the early 2000s. They are just running it crazy. Everyone tries to do the leg drop. Eventually, Bowens gets it. Crowd was not into this as much as I thought they would be. And this is a running thing that happens through most of the program. That crowd was very just sleepy. I mean, that's the only best word to put it. So,
do you mind if I go first?
Yeah, of course. Canada Dry, you go first. Your thoughts on
Okay, so I have a little bit of a hot take on this.
Okay.
I don't understand why Max Caster wanted to rap on Jeff Jarrett after his dad just passed away.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be a face tag team.
Yeah.
And you're rapping on Jeff Jarrett after he lost his dad.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's, like, I understand if you're a heel, you get mission from the guy, and he's gonna say okay, but you're a face tag team. Everyone's supposed to love you. I don't like it.
I mean, he gave Jerry a good shout out though. He gave Jerry a really good shout out. He basically said like, your dad's a legend.
As someone who lost their dad, it just doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah. Feel you on that.
Yeah, I totally. What did you think about the match as a whole?
I thought it was all right. It was an okay match, and I think it would have been cool to give Jeff Jarrett the nod in this and just have the Ass Boys wreck it and get Jeff Jarrett the pin. I thought it would have been classy.
Yeah, I thought it would have been a nice move too. Joseph Graham, your thoughts?
It was an okay match. I agree. Like, the crowd was dead.
Yeah,
and like I said, I don't think this should have opened the show. Not only because I didn't predict this, but like the match after definitely got the crowd more into it.
Yeah,
with the actual brawl starting in the we'll get to that, but it was a great match. I find it hilarious that Dutt lost to the Scissor Me Timbers. That's hilarious to me, especially after like him sitting there for 5 minutes while everyone else just climbed a turnbuckle and got knocked off.
Yeah, so, like he might as well just put his hands behind the back of his head, taking a small little nap.
I feel like that's what he did.
Should we take some time and call Liam?
Yeah, you know what? Before we get to Trey J, let's call Liam, because I know, sometimes he runs a little late. We got to remind him about, wrestling with the Paranormal is coming up. So you got your phone ready?
We don't want to get too early so he wakes up in time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. So, all right, you ready? All right, let's start that dial.
You think I'm going to fall for this, Canada Dry? Well, I'm fast asleep, avoiding your nasty call. New York Mike, you're nothing but a Taz wannabe with a bit of glitter on your face. Oh, and Haney, I know you're behind him, you salty son of a bitch. Screw you. Bree, how you doing? I have an answer to your little topless match. Let's just say, book it.
I love it. Oh, that was beautiful. We got a voice.
Got me good.
Wait, did he say book it at the end?
What's that last part?
Yeah, he said book it.
Yeah,
man.
Between Bree and
I'm suing for copyright infringement. I have that copyright. Liam, expect to hear from my lawyers. We cheat them and how. All right, so let's go to Trey J Styles. Trey J, your thoughts on the first match of the night?
It's such a weirdly paced match.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like this was something that it deserved a different spot, because it just seemed like there was so much that was trying to be done here that everything just kind of happened
Yeah.
without it being a thing. And so nothing really resonated. Nothing really had a lot of impact. It was kind of hard to digest because it was just as soon as you see one spot, then another one's coming up. And so I don't know. I really wasn't feeling this match. And I normally like Orange Cassidy because he tends to slow things down, but he was really underutilized here.
Hugely underutilized.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, you're right about everybody who was over the age of like 48 or 44 that was doing amazing. So you give him credit for that, but this was definitely a mid-show match.
Yeah. And Saddam Singh, I mean, yeah, he's very green, but he got a couple of shots in and that was it. I mean, he was hugely underutilized. I don't know if it's just because he's not ready.
I feel they started the show with this because of Jeff Jarrett, but then didn't finish it up with a nice little win for him. Like might as well do it all the way if you're gonna start the show with him.
Yeah. Probably what you should do is don't take a bump off before you start booking the rest of the show and decide to call a Hail Mary at the end. I know Dollywood, he doesn't do cocaine. But anyways, so we go to our video package hyping the Revolution main event with a caked on bloody Danielson who calls himself the Boogeyman. And I, for one, I loved his take on this and the fact that he just looked pissed. And what a great promo package to hype up a pay-per-view that right now on paper doesn't look to be all that great, So, Joseph Graham, what are your thoughts on the video package with Danielson?
This whole build-up has done an amazing job of me wanting me to see Danielson win.
Yeah,
like I know it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
but I want to see him win. I just want to see him just kick the snot out of MJF.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. Trey J, your thoughts?
I'm still big on MJF for this. I think that if MJF can pull off the win here, the fact that we've even begun to suspend the disbelief here is definitely a testament to both of these guys and the promos that they've done. But if MJF does win this match, it's kind of like who beats him. And I think that's what he needs for this reign right now.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Also, I did love the fact that, like, when MJF did talk though later on, he does make that line about the best in the world.
Yeah,
definitely love that.
Yeah, that's him. Always on the mic, always thinking. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the package?
I thought this promo was great. I love the back and forth, and I love the fact that MJF was paying, and then it's like, no, I'm a man of integrity. I don't do this kind of stuff anymore. I love that bit. I just dig in MJF before MJF just finally he's like, I've had enough, and kicks him in the balls.
Yeah, exactly. So before we get to our second match, let's get another of our things out of the way. I believe that we should have a joke of the week for Bobby Fish. Am I correct, Trey J, in assuming that? All right, here we go. The Bobby Fish joke of the week. Reel it in.
So, I don't know if you guys know this, right? But I had a chance to do some research. And today, if you guys can see, it's National Markets Day. So you can see that February 15th, 2023 is National Markets Day. So I started thinking, like, there must be days for other names. So I decided to look up, and I found out there is a National Bobby Fish Day.
Really?
And it's really soon. It's really soon. It's February 30th.
Rim shot. All right.
We need a boom tip on that one.
Yeah, we do. I need to get a snare hit. So the Bobby Fish Joke of the Week is brought to you by one of our sponsors. It's brought to you by Pyramid. Unleash the power of the Pyramid 2.0. You can stream, you can video chat, you can make phone calls, watch Netflix, stalk your girlfriend on MySpace, whatever you want to do, bling it out, baby. It's the Pyramid 2.0 from Sabre and Canada Dry. What does Sabre say?
Sabre, it's time to upgrade yourself from MySpace.
Yes. Let's get to our second match really quick. We have, of course, the Texas Tornado match. Moxley and Claudio versus Roosh and Preston Vance. Here's my notes really quickly. Laredo fans are super quiet. They got a little pumped up when the Blackpool Combat Club walked through. They got into it when they were fighting, but once they got it into the ring, it went dead again. Vance and Rush, they bum rushed the guys outside. They bum roosh outside Moxley and Claudio. That's good. Picture in picture, we get them slugging it out. Vance really looked impressive. I was hoping he'd pull off a lot more moves, but man, he looked really good. And I'm not surprised because I've been a Vance fan for a while. But he looks really impressive. I love the team of Roosh and Vance. I'd like to see what they can do together because they had a really good chemistry and a really good flow. Of course, Mox brings in the chairs, decent back and forth. I'm wondering what kind of bonus structure that Moxley has in his contract for when he bleeds. Obviously, he must get a bonus every time he colors. So that's my assumption right there. Jose, the assistant with the assist. Here comes Wheels down the ramp. Hangman jumped by Butcher and Blade and Kip Sabian. Dark Order comes out for the save. So let's talk about this match really quickly. Let's go with Trey J Styles first. Trey J, your thoughts on the second match of the night?
Well, what I think is what we have to accept here, and this is kind of me kind of bringing down the mood of the room, but clearly Mox has a blood disorder that requires his blood to be changed out usually every Wednesday, but every so often it will go a little bit further to a Friday. If time permits it, if he's really been taking care of himself and eating his greens, definitely. Vance was a star here. Vance was a huge star here. Roosh definitely took some huge bumps, but Vance looked good. And the commentary here was really top notch. Yes, the crowd was terrible. And that's just going to be a running thing for the rest of the night. But Vance was amazing. And then playing up kind of how, Moxley did Vance before when he basically had him bleeding through his mask because Mox was drunk and nobody wants to admit to it. And he basically almost destroyed that man's career. A lot of this was, there were definitely some heavy receipts here given. And I just, I really do. If I hadn't believed it before, I really do believe that Vance is one of the future guys for AEW. So
yeah, absolutely. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the second match of the night?
Yeah, I really think this was Vance's Wheeler Yuta moment where he got to get a little bit of the spotlight and show that he can go. They didn't really do much with him in the Dark Order. So this is kind of his coming out party. Yeah. And I think it was a fun match. I just can't watch Claudio no more. Yeah. It's just oh man, it's the Claudio show. I don't like him anymore. It's just the same moves over and over. But I enjoyed seeing Vance get a little bit of a push here.
Yeah, awesome. Joseph Graham, your thoughts?
Mox finally has a shirt that he believes in. Said blood is beautiful. So
I like that shirt.
I enjoyed it. It was fun, hard hitting. It lived up to the deathmatch moniker. lots of blood, lots of weapons. I have no complaints about the match. Like I said, Vance looked great. Roosh always looks great. I could watch him wrestle like 3 times a day. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. I here's the thing, and I think I think I'll go with what Canada Dry was going with. The Claudio that we see now is not the Claudio that was in Ring of Honor. When he was in Ring of Honor, that guy was a tactician. He goes to WWE, and then that's how he gets that gimmick. And that gimmick is going to carry with him all the way through AEW. It's just a carbon copy. It's just a poorly constructed copy of Cesaro in the ring. And I think it sucks because, when he was in Ring of Honor, and he was on par with Bryan Danielson. I mean, that's how good he was as a wrestler in Ring of Honor. So the second match ends. We go with JR and Wardlow. For those who are in AFW, if you selected yes, that he's going to get Powerbomb Symphonied by Wardlow, you're an idiot. Why would you do that to a man who's almost 250 years old? You don't do that.
I think the bigger question is, why was that a question to begin with?
Exactly. That's
Dallas was up late and couldn't think of anything, so he's like, "Let's."
I guess.
Point. So this is gonna be an easy point, but someone out there put yes, and I want to know who it is, and I'm going to ask Dallas, and I'm going to beg.
I mean, honestly, if someone said yes, they need a drug test. I mean,
yeah, exactly. So, anyways, the big pull I got from the JR interview was, I think we got a humanized Wardlow. So now, when you have that feel of a person, you're going to root for them, and that's exactly what they did. They made Wardlow a bigger star than he already was. I mean, he talked about his dad's battle with cancer, and that he got to see him wrestle once before he passed away. Canada Dry, you go first. What are your thoughts on the JR interview with Wardlow?
Well, if you've ever had a family man, this just resonates with you so much because, I'm that guy. You're like, that's me. Like, you can see Wardlow in yourself. You're like that connection now, which is brilliant because everyone has been affected by cancer in some way. So it's so smart. Whoever thought of this idea, give them a raise because it's brilliant. The story's true, obviously. Like, you can't make that stuff up, but even in WWE, Roman Reigns was most relatable when he came back and he beat his form of cancer.
Yeah.
And people were like, I love this Roman Reigns.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they kind of went back to like dickhead Roman Reigns. So I absolutely love this version of Wardlow, and I think I can't wait to see more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Joseph Graham, what are your thoughts on the interview with JR?
I mean, it added layers to Wardlow, which was desperately needed.
Yeah.
And no one does these backstage sit-down interviews better than JR.
Yeah.
Like, that should just be his sole focus with this company. Because he has so much knowledge. He can just coach these guys through these interviews and just, like, that should be what he does. That's probably where his bread and butter should be right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Trey J, your thoughts?
This was what WWE should have done with Lacey Evans when she was kind of having that first comeback a while back, because this is what fans care about right here. Seeing Wardlow just do the Powerbomb Symphony, it got old. Yeah. So now it's like, because here's the thing, when Joe cut off that like man bun thing, I was like, good. But now it's like, oh no, I feel terrible for being like, that was a good thing because now it's about his dad.
Yeah.
Like, now I got to root for you because you're not terrible.
You
like,
son of a bitch.
it was so douchey the way he was, and now it's like, crap. Now we got to do stuff.
You're the douche.
So did you guys hear the news?
What's that?
Mark Briscoe is now officially only.
All right.
5 minutes ago. Like as we've been talking, this has happened.
That's good.
Awesome.
Yes.
It sucks.
Which is weird.
What's
because
that?
he's already ROH, so you really need to.
Now he's officially all elite. So
yeah, now he's officially all elite. See, he was all of honor.
Yeah,
all of honor.
All of honor.
So let's go to our third match really quickly. Our third match is Josh Woods versus, speaking of the devil, Mark Briscoe. And here's my notes really quick. Woods in the ring already clearly is going to be a problem with him winning. Once you're in the ring, when you cut back from commercial, it's not a good sign. Everyone loves the Briscoes, man. The fans were all into it. Neeson, Daivari attack Mark, and then the Lucha Brothers come in for the save, which I thought was really cool.
Lucha.
And then Woods getting the upper hand. Woods gets the upper hand. I love Redneck Kung Fu. Redneck Kung Fu is the greatest martial art ever in the history of martial arts.
Like whenever you say Redneck Kung Fu, that reminds me of the dude from Jerry Springer with the Judy chop.
Yes,
like that's the thing. Like that's the greatest. Like that was the greatest thing ever. Like where is that guy? He should be more famous now.
We should find him, and then
we need to bring him on the show.
Oh, that would be awesome.
What's the news with the balloons? Did they find more news about the balloons?
I guess. I don't know. China's launching. Hey, we were warned about this in the 80s with 99 Luft balloons go by. We were warned in the 80s about this already. So
yes, we were very warned.
Not be surprised. All right, so let's go to our third match. Let's go to Joseph Graham. Joseph Graham, tell us what you thought about the third match.
It was a good match. We're talking about Mark Briscoe and Josh Woods, right? Just to make sure we're on the same page. Yeah. I enjoyed it. It feels weird for the Lucha Brothers to just run down during this match, considering we hadn't seen them in like a month and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, Mark Briscoe, he's a great wrestler. I've loved him since he was day one in ROH.
Yeah.
And the Froggy Bow. I mean, how can you not love the Froggy Bow?
You're heartless if you don't. Let's go to Trey J Styles. Trey J, your thoughts on the third match?
Let me be honest with you. I didn't care about this match. I care about Mark. I care about the fact that he's still out there doing his thing. You know, like the outcome isn't in doubt. But like you gotta really love Mark Briscoe. Like he might be the biggest face on the entire roster. Maybe probably like second, probably only to Sami Zayn right now, as far as just, you know, crowd reaction, support. Just that was one of the things that did get this crowd up and going was him.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's so big because, you know, here's a guy who is less than a month after one of the biggest tragedies that he in his life. And yet he is going out there and he's like supporting, you know, still saying, I'm here for my brother, you know, I still love you and everything. And you can really just see like him keeping the faith. And I just look at that as being really inspiring at this point, because we need like more happiness in the world.
Oh yeah. By landslide. We do. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the third match?
It was entertaining, but also, like Trey just said, the outcome was never in doubt.
Yeah.
I was thinking that I was like, yeah, this is kind of wrecks things when the outcome is never in doubt. But at the same time, Mark Briscoe is that thing that we need right now. Mm-hmm. He's just like that. Like you got to look to his strength and his spiritual upbringing, the strength that he had. That his opponent didn't have that night.
Yeah.
It's his brother who died, but yet he was able to stand firm, and I admire the hell out of him for that.
Yeah. Okay. So
Before we move on, what do you guys think they're going to do with the tag titles? Because they still refer to him as one half of the ROH Tag Team Champions.
What I'm hoping is that he's going to go into the ring by himself to take on two guys, and someone is going to come from the back. It could virtually be just anyone to come in and help him retain, and maybe that's an ongoing. I'd love to see that, where you see the guys that loved Jay Briscoe come out and tag with Mark and defend the titles, and do it 2 or 3 times. So
I'd be okay with that once.
Yeah.
But after that, it's like you kind of want to move on from that to honor him in some sort of tournament.
Yeah.
The Jay Briscoe. You could have a tag team tournament every year based on this.
Absolutely.
I know there's a lot of people pushing for like a pay-per-view named after Jay Briscoe.
Yeah.
For ROH.
Reach for the Sky pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
With the kid from Toy Story. What's his name?
Yeah.
Andy.
Yep.
All right, so let's go to Renee. She's standing by live, and she's with Adam Cole. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the sugary, sweet, sticky, good guy face promo that had to be done by Adam Cole. He freaking nailed it. It was... I love heel Adam Cole way more than I like face Adam Cole, but I'm kind of digging face Adam Cole right now because he's kind of got that nonchalant, like, yeah, whatevs. Oh, I'm looking for people on the roster to take on, whatever. I loved it. He was so laid back, and it's just good to see his face on TV again. Canada Dry, your thoughts on Renee with our man Adam Cole?
I absolutely love face Adam Cole.
Yeah.
But the beauty of face Adam Cole is he doesn't have to do much to his character.
Yeah.
Am I lost? Am I frozen?
Oh, we lost him.
Uh-oh. You're frozen.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, anyways.
The show must go on.
Yeah, we'll get back to Canada Dry in a second.
Damn that Treyphobia.
Treyphobia. Is it topical cream? Is that what's to get rid of Treyphobia?
No. The topical cream only makes it worse.
It's just amazing. So let's go with Joseph Graham. Joseph Graham, what are your thoughts on the babyface promo?
Oh, I love it. Like, I don't really know if we've ever seen a fully fledged like face Adam Cole anywhere. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Like, he was always a heel in ROH.
Yeah.
I mean, NXT maybe, but that was for maybe a cup of tea before he just went full heel. Yeah. But I'm so glad that they're doing this because if he was in WWE, like they do with everybody, he would have came back, cut about a 2-minute babyface promo, and then he would have turned it into one of those, you people, I'm not here, I don't care about you, like they did with like Seth Rollins when he came back from his knee surgery. Yeah. So it's great to see.
Yeah. Trey J, your thoughts?
I don't know. I'm still, jury's out right now. Like, I mean, with everything with Jay White and with everything with Adam Cole, I kind of want to see where this goes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna reserve judgment for now.
Okay.
He's entertaining. I mean, to say Adam Cole is entertaining is like saying, hey, water makes everything wet. But like, he's beyond amazing. It's like Adam Cole's great. Bobby Fish sucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
you haven't moved new ground here.
Not yet.
Yeah.
It might be coming.
It was about as obvious as Rihanna's pregnancy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
do you mind if I finish my comment here?
Yeah, go ahead and finish your comment, Canada.
So what I was about to say before my camera froze up is that we need good faces because, especially in AEW, because we don't have that many.
Yeah.
To have an authentic lovable face like Adam Cole is an absolute delight. And like I said, he doesn't have to do much. He just has to be himself.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Okay. So MJF comes down the ramp. He's contractually obligated to do a promo. I did not know that. Tony Schiavone filled us in. No habla español. He's just playing the lovable heel that you just love to hate. Did I don't remember Laredo ever saying they loved MJF. I may have missed that, but he brought it up that you guys once loved me. You were devil worshippers. But he brings up a very valid point. Championships makes you the best in the world. You hold a belt, you're the best at what you do. Daniels is going to take Christopher Daniels comes out. This is Danielson's probably biggest rival outside of WWE and AEW. The wars they fought. Daniels then pulls out a big thing of cash and says, "Hey, MJF told me to, trash Bryan Danielson. I'm not going to do it." He gets kicked in the ding ding. He gets put into the salt of the earth. And out comes Bryan Danielson, and of course, our lovable MJF scurries away like a little rat and hides in the back. So let's go to Canada Dry. Your thoughts on the MJF promo?
Thanks for covering for me, because I just realized I said this earlier.
Yeah,
okay. I got my segments mixed up. I absolutely loved this. Like I said earlier, I love that, it kind of reminded me when Matt Hardy was coming out to Randy Orton.
Yeah.
I like that they did that. This feels like the new producer is kind of getting his fingers in there now.
Yeah, very much.
This feels like a very WWE thing to do. And I love the money thrown at him. I love all that. And I love the good old kick in the nard bags.
Yeah. He's got nards. Trey J, your thoughts on the MJF promo he bestowed upon us peasants?
It's always good to see Christopher Daniels. It's just, and it's good to bring in that history. AEW does not have a lot of history. When you think about the fact that they can say, when this company started 4 years ago, you're just like, dang, that was not a long time. Considering the fact that, the majority of this company's history was during lockdowns and COVID and no fans and everything. I mean, that says a lot. So, sometimes having people like Christopher Daniels and adding the ROH history to it, it means a lot. I mean, the King of the Indies, a lot of people who watch wrestling now have no idea how big that is.
Yeah.
So when you talk about some of those accomplishments from way back when, it really does give a degree of gravitas to a lot of this. It's it used to be, I think when Jericho was young in the game, and they were he said British Bulldog was old and he was crusty. He was downing this guy does nothing for you, because if you beat him, you beat the guy that you should have. And if he beats you, well, you look like trash. And it's by doing promos like this, they're adhering to that old school wrestling. And I think it's one of the things that goes underappreciated a lot of times when it comes to wrestling now. When you look at Jarrett, Lethal, those guys are not wasting motions at all. And so when you have MJF, in this circle of, people who have done the heel role so well in their careers, you're really just adding on to what he's able to do naturally. And it becomes amazing. You get such amazing segments out of it, because it's you subvert the expectations and it just comes out better.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Joseph Graham with the beautiful hair. What did you think of the promo?
It was better than I thought it was, because when MJF came out, I was like, oh, here we go. Same old, just I'm going to run down the town. I'm glad to see that there's a little variance in his promos.
Yeah.
And, of course, Christopher Daniels, I mean, he came out, cut a great promo.
Yeah.
I mean, and of course, and it's smart. It's putting over Danielson without having to really do anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like Trey J said, you can't run down Danielson because then it's a no-win situation if you just constantly berate your opponents. So
right, and then MJF loses credibility if he does run up Danielson. Like if he starts being the one to say it, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So having it done by proxy is brilliant. Like, is brilliant booking.
Yeah, absolutely. We get a video package with the guns. We'll blow through that one. Jungle Boy versus Brian Cage, fourth match of the night. Jungle Boy comes out hot right from the start of the bell. For the majority of the time, Brian Cage just leveled him every which way he could possibly get him. Yeah, I mean, you see Cage just dominating. He gets a couple reversals. So, of course, Jungle Boy gets the win. He overcomes the big giant. And then comes the schmoz. So out comes Captain Charisma, Christian Cage, sprays something in Jungle Boy's eyes, and then takes him off, takes off the brace, exposes that, yes, I'm fully healed, and then proceeds to give him the impaler on the ramp. Let's go with Joseph Graham. Your thoughts on match number 4?
I mean, it was a good match. Nothing we hadn't not seen before from these two.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just a way to propel Jungle Boy up the rankings to get a shot at a title. Glad to see Christian back. Love him as the slimy little heel. He plays that role to perfection.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of sort of surprised like he didn't get blindsided by Luchasaurus to sort of restart that up to finish off.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be week down the road or so. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it was great.
Okay. Canada Dry, your thoughts?
I absolutely love that Jungle Boy is doing the belt motion.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely love that because that means that he's eventually going to win gold. Like, you can't just do that as a wrestler because you're going to get heat backstage for doing that. Like, no one said you were going to be there. Like, that's like a job. Imagine a jobber doing that. Like, what?
I mean, he's not the only person who did that tonight either. So,
that's true.
But I thought the match was good. I think Brian Cage did a great job. I love the Banaka in the eyes.
Yeah.
He's going to have great breath, by the way.
Yeah.
What I would have added to this was after Jungle Boy's lying on the ground, that Brian Cage comes up and walks by, and they go, Mr. Cage, Mr. Cage.
That would have been sweet. That would have been a
like
real
doctor.
Getting all the cages and pages together.
Yeah.
Trey J, what are your thoughts, brother?
Because it's Brian Cage, we kind of have learned a few things about the trajectory of his career. So instead, I would like to take this time and talk about the 2003 movie Equilibrium.
Yeah.
It's a movie where there's a drug that takes away your emotion. And yes, that drug could be called Bobby Fish, but it's called Prozium. and I felt like as it being one of the greatest action movies where even though the plot of the movie is that there is no emotion, a lot of emotion was being shown. That's really how Brian Cage matches make me feel. Okay. Now, granted, the after match was probably my favorite part of the entire show, but it was my favorite part of the show, and I feel like it was executed poorly.
Yeah,
like the Christian with the removing the brace thing. I mean, that could have been way more dramatic.
Yeah,
like because I mean, first of all, you got Jungle Boy running up on this dude that has a broken arm, and it's kind of like, hey man, what you running up on me for? What you running up on the guy with a broken arm for? So he kind of like got what he deserved when he got sprayed in the face, but the way he kind of just takes it up after like kind of like the beatdown and then gives the kill switch, it's kind of like cool. But what if you had made it just a little bit more? Like, let's say, for instance, you give the yam bag shot.
Yeah.
And then, You be like, you act like your arm is so hurting from it. You act your arm is so hurting for it. And then as you're rubbing it, you're taking off the brace.
Yeah.
And then you give the kill switch. It's like you got to play stuff like that up. Those opportunities are not like necessarily as they're not necessarily as often as you really want them to be. So yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so we get a Renee comes in, talks to the Guns. Their first title defense is going to be at Revolution. Will be the first title defense, but it's not going to be them versus the number one contenders. It's going to be them versus the Acclaim because they went ahead and got that clause, and now they get a rematch, and then it's going to be a tournament, Casino Royale, and then at Revolution, we're going to have a Battle Royal tag team, and then that team will compete in a four-way dance for the tag team titles. So, Canada Dry, your thoughts on the Renee with the Acclaimed and tags?
I thought it was got us to where we need to be, I guess, because at least we know what's going to happen. So it's a setup for a Revolution. And I guess they're the ones that get to go. They don't have to be in the tournament. They get a free pass to the end. So it's serviceable little promo.
Yeah. Okay. Trey J, your thoughts?
This proves the Guns are not marketable. This proves that, like, as a whole, we are not looking at the Guns as this massive, as this potential draw. Everybody, if you put the Acclaim against the Guns, people automatically assume the Acclaim's going to win. It's got Acclaim wins or we riot. Like, this entire situation is almost like saying, all right, we got to get the Best Friends in this match, and we got to get the Lucha Brothers in this match.
Yeah.
And now we have a match that now it's going to pull everybody's attention.
Yeah.
Those are your pretty much your two top choices here. I mean, unless like randomly they decide to throw Top Flight in there, but it seems like they're on trios duty lately.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Joseph Graham?
This doesn't excite me. I guess it is what it is. Like, I feel like the story is the Acclaimed versus the Guns. Just run with that at Revolution.
Yeah.
You could have done these battle royals, had the two battle royals be like, you know what, you guys, number one contenders match at Revolution, and you can still have the battle royals that they yearly do.
Well, you know why they're doing it, Joseph? Because the Guns are walking out with those belts, and they can't beat the Acclaimed, so they got to beat some other team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. The Guns just don't do it. I don't want to watch the Guns wrestle. I don't like them.
Yeah.
They don't do anything. Everyone's like, oh, they're so good. They talk to me. They're just like charisma.
What is everybody? Where do you get this everyone and what people have you been hanging out with? And stop hanging out with those people.
No, I don't hang out with them. I just see it online. I mean, especially in our AFW chat, Dallas is like their number one fan, and I just don't get it. Come on,
Dallas thinks anybody with a cute ass is like a good wrestler. Okay,
that's true. He likes them pretty.
Seriously. Yeah, he
does. I love you, Dallas. Don't take that the wrong way, buddy.
Now take it any way you want. That's what she said.
Any way you want.
Dallas is my homeboy. I love Dallas.
We go to commercial. We come back, and there's a video with the Elite playing with basketballs because obviously the All-Star break is coming up this weekend. Yeah. And so they're hyping the All-Star game. Top Flight and AR Fox come into and challenge the Elite. And the Elite, for the most part, Don Callis said, nah, you got your shot. You missed it. And then just because you play with balls doesn't mean you have any balls. And that was it. Kenny Omega got super pissed. He went into super Canadian piss mode, and he just said, you're on. I'll see you Friday. We have a trios match on Friday. So, Trey J. Styles, your thoughts on the video package with the Elite?
I mean, we know that's going to be a great match. I mean, the Top Flight has just been on fire ever since Darius has come back. Their timing is better. Dante doesn't flop as much anymore. And Darius is definitely a much better wrestler than I think that even we gave him credit for. I mean, he slowed down maybe just enough.
Yeah.
But like it's barely noticeable. And AR Fox is like, I mean, that guy's like 50 years old and he's moving like a crew. He's moving like he's just fresh out of the game.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're gonna get some greatness out of this. And I mean, it's not gonna lead to the trios titles, but it definitely puts these guys in a better light so that down the road, if they do win the trios titles, you're like, oh, at least I feel like this was deserved. So
yeah. Okay.
And also, whenever you tell somebody they ain't got no balls, that's just great. Because I mean, even to this day, like I can see that starting a fight even in the school I work at.
Yeah. Just great. What were your thoughts?
Okay, so I'm not going to talk about the promo. My first thing is, what is Don Callis wearing? Like
studded shoes. He looked very dapper. He looked very. I mean,
it didn't look like it fit. That's the problem. Like it didn't look like it was fitted for him.
No, it wasn't.
But I don't know if you all caught it because it was very quick. But there's a little blip that was in the middle of the promo, and you know, Twitter did its thing, and it's the House of Black. So clearly, we're going to get the Elite versus House of Black coming, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah. Very much. Okay. So let's go to our.
Hey, what about me? What the hell?
Oh, okay, Canada.
You thought your camera was gonna go out again?
Jeez, I start a channel and I can't even get a word in. What the hell is this?
I'm just
in great Rodney Dangerfield. No respect.
I can't get no respect.
You got to get off of that C-Mobile.
So what I want to know, I think it was all great, but what I want to know is who the Elite will face at Revolution.
House of Black.
Yeah, probably.
They got to save that for Double or Nothing.
All right, so who you ride with then? Who you going to ride with?
You got a big pay-per-view. Come on.
Hey, you don't need them to. You don't need them to wrestle in this one. You're going to put them. You put the Bucks in the Casino Battle Royale for a Revolution. Are
you kidding me? There's no way in hell that their egos will allow them not to be on this pay-per-view.
That's right. Their egos aren't allowing them not to be in the pay-per-view. They're just not as a trios. They're just going into the Battle Royal. They'll probably lose because of the House of Black, which will kick off that feud.
No, I don't think so. It's going to be a trios match. Tony Khan has shown that you can't cross over divisions. You're either in the tag team division or you're in the trios division. There's no going back and forth.
I'm going to put my Cash App on this channel, and you're going to pay me $10 when you're wrong.
I'm booking it. It's booked.
There you go.
Joseph's like, I don't know about this.
I don't have Cash App, so sorry.
I got Zelle too. You'll get my money.
Joseph's like, I don't
tell me, man.
Joseph's got 2 kids. I got 3. So this is getting serious for me.
All right, but moving on.
All right, 5th match of the night: Kip Sabian versus Hangman Page. Here's a couple of my notes. Second time a wrestler starts in the ring, Kip Sabian. I mean, Hangman Page can't promo, and now I'm convinced that he can't act because that was the worst sell I've seen of a migraine headache. And I know because I've perfected mine. When there's times I didn't want to do stuff, oh, that migraine headache look got me out of all kinds of shit. So we can talk about the schmoz at the end.
Let's skip ahead to the schmoz.
Okay, let's skip ahead to the schmoz then. The Black Boot Combat Club comes out. They start basically ganging up on Adam Page, start poking fingers at him, start yelling, screaming insults. And then one of them says, because you don't have any friends. And out comes Dark Order, and then they get in each other's faces. So what are we going to get? We get a Texas death match at Revolution between Hangman Page and Jon Moxley. Canada, draw your thoughts on the 5th match.
I absolutely loved. I liked the match, but I absolutely loved the schmaz at the end.
Yeah.
I loved that the Dark Order came out. I loved that it felt like, oh, you need these two guys to kind of back you up. What the hell? But then his buddies come out. I love that Evil Uno got right in Moxley's face, and I think this is gonna be cool. A Texas Death Match.
Yeah.
Is this the one that was supposed to explode at the end, or is this different?
No, that's the exploding barbed wire death match.
So what's this? What's a Texas Death Match? What's the difference?
I'll send you a link of a really good death match.
Well,
Honestly,
let's tell the people that don't know.
Okay.
So what is it?
I'm trying to remember what it is.
Nobody knows.
I mean, like for AEW, it's usually just a hardcore match.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No, a Texas death match. If you guys remember, they said you know last man standing. A Texas death match is a last man standing match where you got to get pinned first. It's kind of like how Impact used to do when their last man standing matches, which were the best ever, where you actually had to get a victory or a fall before they start the 10 count. Like that's how a Texas death match is supposed to go. You got to put the guy down for a 3 count and then make sure that he can't. And then after that, that's when they'll actually do 10 counts. So instead of that whole
pin doesn't count until you get that 10.
Yeah, you got to pin them for a 3 count, and then they'll start counting after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that information.
No problem.
More you know.
There you go.
Trey J, what are your thoughts on the fifth match of the night?
I'm just really sad because I really like Kip Sabian. He was like one of the first AEW wrestlers to take a picture of my kids. And I know I've been bringing up my kids a lot, but you know that one always like I'm always gonna be a Kip Sabian fan, so like I always want to see him like do better or get put in a better spot because he has the charisma, he has like the character, he has everything, but it's just like something about like his spot. I mean, he's one of the AEW originals.
Yeah,
it's like he just can't seem to like break through. And then Hangman's just sitting there like beating him with his dad bod, and stuff. I mean, it's kind of like disgusting at this point because I don't know. Is he growing more hair? He needs to get like get sponsored by Backshaves.com.
Oh, that you're right. Backshaves.com. They'll come to where you're working out, Hangman, and they will shave your back.
Yeah, they will shave your back while you're holding your son whose name you can't remember. But my favorite part of this whole Smallsville was Evil Uno just like mushing John Moxley, and then John Moxley trying to basically be like Texas Death, like as if that guy didn't exist. And it's kind of like, oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that we're going to get a strong storyline match out of this.
Yeah.
And we got to see the Dark Order on Dynamite. When's the last time that's happened?
It's been a while. It's been a while since they've been on Dynamite. Joseph Graham, your thoughts?
Okay, so it's been a while since I've been on here, and I think I may have said this last time I was on here, but I don't get this Hangman Page character. I feel like he's so all over the place. Like, 1 minute he's like, I can't remember my kids' names. Next minute, but I want to make Mox feel the same. I'm like, if you're the baby face, like, why do you want to do this? Like,
Hangman's not a baby face. Why won't people just understand that?
But he's being portrayed as one, though.
No, he is not. He has been an asshole since he won the belt.
He's been an asshole since day one. That's like his character flaw.
Yeah, but at first it was because he was drunk. Now it's just because he's an asshole.
He's probably still drunk. But anyway,
the AA meetings.
For a split second, when I see all of Blackpool Combat Club walk down, I was like, are they going to try and get him to join?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I thought too.
Like, and I think that would be an interesting development for Hangman because, like you said, he, in his mind, has no friends.
Yeah.
And how has everyone joined Blackpool Combat Club, with the exception of Claudio? It's been through fighting and bleeding, which these two have done a lot together.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I look forward to the Texas Death Match. I'm sure it'll be great. Mox will have a legitimate reason to bleed to this time. So,
yeah, but he doesn't get that bonus. He doesn't get that 10% bonus. So,
he'd probably do it for free, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably giving money to Tony Khan to bleed. So we get Shivani with the Jericho Appreciation Society. The only thing I want to mention off of this is that the bucket hat has now embroidery, and it says, I love this hat." So that was the end of that. Tony Schiavone with the Firm. And we'll skip that. Let's go to the main event, and that, of course, is match number 6. Tony Storm with Soraya in tow. Ruby Soho, Britt Baker, DMD. Here's a few of my notes. Tony and Soraya are better taggers than Hulk Hogan in the NWO days. They just do a better job. Yeah, I said it. That's my bet.
We're gonna stuck some smack on Hogan this Sunday.
Ruby played the character she was supposed to play. She is literally the Switzerland of the women's division right now. She is neutral.
Yep.
And we won't know what's going to happen until she does something to someone at Revolution.
Yes.
Then we'll find out exactly what brand she's going to swing to. So let's go Canada Dry. Your thoughts on the main event?
I was a little surprised that this was the main event, but
yeah,
I like that the women get the spotlight once in a while.
Yeah,
and if this was WWE, they would have had Ruby Soho make the choice here and now.
Yeah,
she's making the choice. But I love that AEW doesn't just teases us a little bit. It's like, here you go. Now you can't have it yet. And so this is exciting for Revolution. We're finally having a really good story build. And I so hope Ruby chooses to be with Soraya and Tony Storm.
Yeah. Trey J, your thoughts on the main event?
Tupac had this song called "I Get Around," and of course, you and I are old enough to remember that. And there was a line, and I got to paraphrase it because I feel like I don't remember it as well as I should, but it was something that goes along with the lines of, how's it go? Something about like, tease me, I don't want it if it's that easy. This storyline is giving me that. Like, I didn't even hate Toni Storm when she came out this time because I felt like this was going to really move this story along. And we got a lot in this. I think we got a lot of really good parts in this main event. I understand. At first, I was very confused on why this was the main event because you knew it wasn't going to be like the climax or the crescendo to any major stories. But for one, we got a good match. Ruby kind of playing off the whole I'm not with you, I'm going for the win, pretty much solidified it. And I swear, in like AFW was like the only place in the world that I chose Toni Storm. I chose Ruby Soho in every other league. And I have no idea why I didn't just stick to my guns. It's like, but I enjoyed this match. It gave me the outcome that it needed to have in this situation. And I'm actually glad that like the whole Ruby and Willow Nightingale team up isn't like a thing.
Yeah.
Nothing against Willow, but it's just like Ruby needs to stand on her own on this one.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, it's also good to see Ruby string a couple of victories together for once.
Trish, I'm sorry, but you look like you're drowning. You're just to your head above water.
I know. I just feel
like your camera gets lower.
I have so much negative space in this room right now. Like, I had to like keep the camera so close when I was doing Black Dahlia Wood. Yeah. And so now it's kind of like now it's just so much space. I kind of need it as a security blanket again. Yeah. It's like
just wrap your arms around it and let it keep you warm.
I just
just pat it.
You're precious.
This hair is almost as great as Joseph Graham's.
Ooh.
Almost.
Joseph Graham, what were your thoughts on the main event of the evening?
I mean, I like the match, but here's my major complaint. Like, the first hour of the show was so packed, it feels like they rushed, and to only give this main event less than 10 minutes is a crime.
Yeah.
For like the last month and a half, every main event's gotten at least 14, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And here you put the women on the main event, a triple threat at that, and you give them 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Less
come
than
on
that.
now. Yeah, I think, maybe like 9.5 minutes. I mean, they did great with the time they had, but I wanted more because I felt like they didn't get the chance to really hit that fifth gear that all three of them are more than capable of doing.
Yeah.
And I will admit now that Britt Baker isn't having the same match every week. Like, she's definitely grown on me more. Like, she doesn't come out and I don't have this feeling of dread just crescendo over my body, but like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
So
It was unfortunate that the crowd was so dead for this match, though. I mean, it's like they switched to. I don't know if you guys noticed this. JFB definitely knows this because he's a camera guy. But like they focused in on very tight shots to not show as much of the crowd during this match because people were just sitting there like it was.
They need to get out of. They need to get out of Texas. I think they've been in Texas for like a month now.
Down Texas, Bobby.
No, I totally agree. I mean, it was They need to jumpstart something and do it quick. So let's go number of bells.
And we got a prize to give away though. Can we give that away first?
Oh, you know what? Let's do the Dolly. Yes, Dolly had a contest, and this is her giveaway video.
Hello to my sweet effing wrestling family. It is Dollywood. I hope y'all are having such a good week. Happy late Valentine's Day. So I'm here to announce the winner for my giveaway. So I have a couple of things that I wanted to give away. Well, it was just one, and then I decided to do two because there were some really cool entries. And if you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you go and take a look at all of the entries. So the random generator that I use picked my very sweet friend Michael Smith as the official winner. So send me your address, Michael, and I will absolutely get something out to you quickly. And then I decided just on my own to pick a fan favorite because my very sweet friend Liam, everybody loves him, has the coolest figure I've ever seen. Half gold dust, half dusty roads. So you're going to get something too. So send me your address. I don't care how much postage is. So congratulations, guys. Y'all are the best.
Aw.
Yay.
Congrats to those two guys for winning.
I know. And Michael Smith is with us now.
Congratulations to Liam. You've earned it with me calling you every single week in the middle of the night. You deserve it, buddy.
Yeah.
He gets to wake up to some good news.
Yes.
All right, so let's go number of bells and favorite segment and or match. We'll go with Trey J Styles first.
So given the fact that like the first hour and 15 minutes of this show, I was fighting sleep.
Yeah.
And you guys have probably seen me yawn a couple times. It was really just the after effects of like the first hour and 15 of the show. This one didn't do it for me. Like I almost got mad at Canada Dry like 3 times during this show just because he said, I absolutely love, motherfucker, don't love this part, okay? Do not love this show. This was not a great show. Like, that's the sleep talking. Don't hold it against me. I love you, Canada. But like,
I'm writing your name in my little book.
Is that just a Canadian thing? What?
Did I sound like Jericho there?
write names on lists and such. But like I give this show 1.5 bells because there were some great promo segments.
Yeah.
But the action
that's really low, dog.
I know.
That's so low.
I was struggling. I was like, man, I was on the verge of being like, if it wasn't for the fact that I do this show, I would not watch. I would have went to bed early.
Yeah.
But I love you guys more than I hated this show. So 1.5 bells. Oh, favorite segment was Christian Cage coming back.
Okay.
Was not even a match this time.
Yeah. Joseph Graham, number of bells and favorite match and or segment.
I'm sort of on the train with Trey J. Like it felt very rushed, but I mean, independently, like there's a lot of good stuff, but as a cohesive show, not so much. So I went 2 bells, and I want to go with the Tornado Tag match.
Yeah,
as my favorite match of the night. Yeah.
All right, Canada Dry, your bells.
I'm gonna give it 3 bells because I think you guys are just Debbie Downers down there, and it wasn't the great show, but every show, you guys are spoiled brats. It doesn't need to knock it out of the park.
AEW is a victim of their own success, okay? They have set a bar for
No,
it.
you're a victim of being a spoiled little brat. and I think that, sometimes a show just needs to establish things.
No, I agree with you, but I can still criticize it and say they could have done it better. Like, my biggest complaint is a 10-minute main event match for the women.
I bet you told your mom you hate her when she wouldn't give you a cookie.
I no comment on that one.
You did.
Oh my God, you did?
No, like, you really, I haven't seen my real mom in like 30 years. So,
no.
I mean.
Oh, snap.
Why would you throw that in my face?
Wow.
Because it doesn't bother me anymore.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm a 39-year-old man. I'm over it.
So I think we're really running late on the show here. So let's wrap it up.
So what was your favorite?
I get a 3.
Okay.
And my favorite segment would be Christian Cage coming back.
Okay. I'm going to go with 2.5 bells. I agree with everything that Debbie Downer said. It was just slow. It was clunky. It was not a sexy show.
But you're closer to me with your 2.5. So
that's true.
Happy medium.
My favorite match or segment, actually, mine is the Wardlow segment. I thought it was just
totally.
I hate faces, and I hate when heels become faces. I won't follow them. I'll find their shirts and I'll throw them away. I want to invest in Wardlow almost as much as I want to invest in Adam Cole. Those two were the best segments of a very, very clunky show. So that is all. Ladies and gentlemen, we've gone over an hour, but I'm going to go tell you effingwrestling.com and then youtube.com/effingwrestling where you can get click, like, and subscribe. If you like shirts, you can go to prowrestlingtees.com/effingwrestling, or you can go to Adrian Adonis's, which is prowrestlingtees.com/Adrian Adonis, where you can get all your gear to support our show. On behalf of Joseph Graham, Trey J, Styles, Canada Dry, I am the JFB.
And remember to just keep fighting.
Do it, interns.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effingwrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effingwrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.